one test, check one, check one, check.
Check one two one two one two test one two one two one two one two check one two one two. At the Adine. Check one two test one two.
Introducing Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace with a wide range of product categories. Pharmaceuticals, automobile, groceries, electronics, flowers and cakes, homeware and appliances, and special services such as Quickie Concierge and Quickie SOS. Providing you with multiple payment options, quick delivery, and reliable customer support. Get anything you want delivered anywhere in Sri Lanka with special late night delivery until 3 a.m. within Colombo and suburbs. Download the Quickie.lk mobile app on your Android or iOS device or visit www.quickie.lk. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
You're watching Sri Lanka's #1 sports app, www.thepapare.com. Coming to you live from the London Place for the first time this season. Dialog Schools Rugby League 2022 is up and kicking. We've had 3 very interesting games, and here we are at London Place to bring you Wesley taking on Vidyartha in their first encounter. Vidyartha travelling down, of course, from Kandy to Colombo, and Wesley, a very, very interesting team, and also a team that a lot of the people are having an eye on, will be out here and will want to make sure that they prove their hype, prove their worth. And the weather forecast for today, maximum temperature at 31 C, currently feels like it's around 30. It's quite humid, and it does say mostly sunny, but there is a massive cloud cover blocking it, for which we are very thankful, because we are not bringing you the pictures from where we are normally bringing you the pictures. But nevertheless, it's an absolute pleasure bringing you pictures from London Place, bringing you schools rugby from London Place. And joining me in commentary is my good friend Abdullah Yusuf. First time for the season 2022. Abdullah, you must be a very excited man.
Yes, good afternoon, Sudarshan. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, it's indeed a very exciting time for most of these players as well, isn't it, Sudarshan? They've been out of competitive rugby for nearly 2.5 years. It's great that they're back in, ready to play some good competitive rugby.
Here's a look at the two teams. Wesley College, Thabit Miskin, Elisha, Gamampila, Hapugal, Lawrence, Nimsar, Pereira, Muralidharan, Jayawardena, Amat, Hopwood, Jayasingh, the skipper, Tarush Jayavir, and Malisha Tirangama making up the Wesley playing 15. Shen, Sidek, Zaheen, Sheel, Dinet, Kavish, Nitila, and Wahid, the replacement for Zam Zake. We'll take a look at the Tigers, Vidyartha College, as they like to call themselves. Kavinda Pereira, Disanayaka, Veerasinga, Koditwa, Kulakshan, Senaviratna, Gajanayaka, Kaluarachi, Balasurya, Nirman, Ratnayaka, Pereira, Udish Ratnayaka, Menuko Telekaradne, and they'll be skippered by the second centre, Arush Ratnayaka, in the number 13 jersey. Dilshan, Mohammed, Isira, Ashinta, Aditya, Ranavira, Kavishka, and Kavisha making up the bench for Vidyartha College. Both these teams will be revving to go to make sure that they make an impact here at Nittawala. Nittawala is the home grounds, adapted home grounds for Vidyartha College, and they are used to the ground being very close to them. It's become an adapted home ground for almost 3 Kandy teams: Kingswood College, the Antonians, and also Vidyartha. But Longdon Place is fast becoming the adopted home of Wesley College.
Yeah, that's right. And I think another interesting point that we should discuss is how well Vidyartha will adapt to the conditions in Colombo, isn't it? We've already seen 2 Kandy teams, rather. I think it was the first game Kingswood, as well as yesterday St. Anthony's down at the Royal Complex. They didn't quite adjust to the humidity. I think that's an area where these Kandy teams, once they come down, they do struggle a little bit with the humidity. It's relatively pleasant at the moment. So if it remains like this, it may not cause too much discomfort to the Vidyartha boys, but I'm sure the Wesley lads will want to get off to a quick start and try and play a very up-tempo game and put pressure on the Vidyartha boys and try to get on the front foot as soon as possible.
Absolutely, Abdullah. I think when it comes to the getting used to part, I can assure you that when you're from Kandy, you don't get used to the humidity here in Colombo. But like you mentioned, I think traveling as well is something that you need to get used to as a team, being focused on the match. When you travel the previous day, stay over at the at a place, you need to make sure that you drink a lot of water. You need to get enough rest as well. So that's something that you need to really make sure and get your head straight into. So that's going to be a new experience for these guys, let alone the fact that they are playing competitive rugby after 2 long years. We've heard very good things about this team. What we'll do now is we'll go for a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will have the live action of Wesley College taking on Vidyartha.
For instant pain relief, Baraka Jointies Fast Action Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
Welcome to the universe of the Raz. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraz.
Pain? Don't let it get you down. For instant pain relief, Baraka Joint Ease Fast Action Spray. Baraka Joint Ease Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
We live in a world that's rapid and demanding. We live in a community that values trust and reliability. So what if speed and convenience had a new makeover? Introducing the new Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
Daras ලෝකයට එකතු වෙන්න. ඔබට සැරිසරන්න, සිත් සේතෝරා ගන්න. හැම දේම ඔබ ළඟටම. කොතැන හිටියත් එකම යායක්. අසීමිත සතුටක්. අත්විඳින්න. ඔබේ දරස් සොයාගන්න.
For instant pain relief, Baraka Jointies Fast Action Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
Welcome to the universe of the Raz. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraz.
Pain? Don't let it get you down. For instant pain relief, Baraka Joint Ease Fast Action Spray. Baraka Joint Ease Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
We live in a world that's rapid and demanding. We live in a community that values trust and reliability. So what if speed and convenience had a new makeover? Introducing the new Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
දරස් ලෝකයට එකතු වෙන්න. ඔබට සැරිසරන්න, සිත් සේතෝරා ගන්න. හැම දේම ඔබ ළඟටම. කොතැන හිටියත් එකම යායක්. අසීමිත සතුටක්. අත්විඳින්න. ඔබේ දරස් සොයාගන්න.
For instant pain relief, Baraka Jointies Fast Action Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
Welcome to the universe of the Raz. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraz.
Pain? Don't let it get you down. For instant pain relief, Baraka Joint Ease Fast Action Spray. Baraka Joint Ease Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
We live in a world that's rapid and demanding. We live in a community that values trust and reliability. So what if speed and convenience had a new makeover? Introducing the new Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
දරස් ලෝකයට එකතු වෙන්න. ඔබට සැරිසරන්න, සිත් සේතෝරාගන්න. හැම දේම ඔබ ළඟටම. කොතැන හිටියත් එකම යායක්. අසීමිත සතුටක්. අත්විඳින්න. ඔබේ දරස් සොයාගන්න.
For instant pain relief, Baraka Joint Ease Fast Action Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
Welcome to the universe of Daraz. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraz.
Pain? Don't let it get you down. For instant pain relief, Baraka Joint Ease Fast Action Spray. Baraka Joint Ease Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
We live in a world that's rapid and demanding. We live in a community that values trust and reliability. So what if speed and convenience had a new makeover? Introducing the new Quickie.lk,
Welcome back to the live action brought to you from London Place here on FC grounds as we ready for a very interesting clash as a Wesley take on Vidyartha College. Vidyartha in their traditional light blue, yellow, dark blue, and Wesley in their double blue stripes. Plenty of spectators. I'm sure they must be elated at the fact that they are getting to watch some schools rugby, just as we are elated that we are able to bring you some schools rugby. We did have 3 games so far this week, which have been quite interesting. 3 games today. It's a Super Saturday per se. Wesley taking on Vidyartha here. Trinity playing the Tomians up in Pallekele, and then we have St. Peter's College hosting Dharmaraja in Bambalapitiya. So that's going to be another interesting game. Abdullah, looking through the 2 teams, I know we got to start from scratch, but Wesley has been one of those teams who have shown a lot of promise in the junior age groups. They were 2018 under-16 champions, 2019 under-16 runners-up. How important is that core group of players when you come through the age groups?
It's massively important, Sudarshana, because if you have played together from junior grades onwards, that cohesion, that understanding, and most importantly, that team spirit, it has been cultivated. And when you play in these high-pressure situations, it's that kind of the spirit. When you look at the guy next to you, if he's got your back, it just gives you so much confidence. And but we've heard a lot of things about how this Wesley team has been playing together from junior age groups. So I'm sure they'll be looking forward to delivering on this on the biggest stage of their careers, really.
Yes, but do not discount the Tigers. They can spring up surprises because the Vidyartha team will want to make sure that they impress in their first outing as we get underway with the kickoff. All taken in by the Vidyartha lock. trying to secure it. One thing you can be assured of is the fact that both these teams will look to run the ball. So hopefully if the rain gods do not interfere, we will have some running rugby here at London Place. Wesley with a very good chance now, just outside their 22 meters. Miraj Miskin, the hooker, first throw. We've seen teams botch their first line outs by trying to go to number 4, and here we have another victim. Well, that was a throw and a half to the helpless fly off. Now Vidyartha will have to do a lot of work. I would have preferred their forwards to take at least one more ruck, get the angle a little better. Here's a danger man, the skipper for Wesley. Good tackle coming in from the Vidyartha defense. Plenty of options open on the outside for Wesley. Some big men for Wesley Abdullah. They are looking like a side that can really threaten. Stitching up faces now on to the third phase. Here's Alicia. Wesley slowing things down a little. Gamampila gives it out, and here's the skipper again, Tarusha. Not a very easy man to put down. Gives it to Miskin. Breaking off the back, Kisisuru Pereira. The halfback, Muralidharan, instructing his forwards to take it with them. Wesley trying to set something up.
Some good continuity by Wesley. They're showing a lot of composure and patience. Though I'm sure they would like a bit of quick ball from the ruck. It's pretty slow and static, but they do make a break. Get over the gain line. You can see Muralidharan asking for quick ball, but it's a bit slow to come. So they're forced to go with the forwards again. Nonetheless, they get over the gain line.
Get back, get back.
And referee has his arm out for a penalty. It's offside. So it's just a free hit, as it were, for Wesley. And there's a wonderful break by the number 15. And just as they get close to the line, it's Chamod Nimsara who just knocks the ball on. Again,
Outside.
danger man. It's Tarusha Jayavira. Lovely mini break and a good offload. Fortunately, Nimsara is unable to, but looks like Wesley have managed to go over. I think it was from the quick tap he was playing advantage, and Wesley was just good enough to take that quick tap, and the Vidyartha defense was caught napping.
Oh, not only the Vidyartha defense, I think our crew was also caught napping that time. Here's what happened. One step in, one step out. Rigesh Muralidharan
Get back, get
has
back.
good scrum halves do, touching down
Please on the
right
line,
underneath the
On the
post.
line.
It's not going to be
Please on the line, both are here.
ideal start for Vidyartha, because they would have wanted to make sure that they are the team scoring first, but now they have to play catch-up rugby here at London Place. Not a very nice place, not a very nice climate to be playing catch-up rugby, Abdullah.
Yeah, especially if you're coming from Kandy, isn't it, Sudarshan? But again, just coming to those phases that Wesley showed, they showed a lot of composure, isn't it? They never tried to force the issue until that last moment, but they had the penalty advantage, so they just, had a real go at it. But again, they're showing a lot of control in the way they play. They're showing good structure as well, and the conversion is successful. Shavin Jayawardena just slots it over, so Wesley going to the lead, 7 points to 0. As we have a look at that conversion once again, comfortably put over under the post.
Now it's time for Vidyartha to make sure that they speak amongst themselves. They need to calm down. They need to make sure that they get their composure back. Yes, 7-0. There's nothing in it if you can make sure that you are the next team that scores.
Time off.
Referee Veranga switching the time off since they're looking for a ball to play. Varuna, time off. Well, finally seems like somebody's gone down to where the futsal court is, where the CR little ground was earlier. Abdullah, so much has changed around London Place in the past couple of years. But the passion in which Schools Rugby is supported, it has not changed, but that's a very, very good restart from Vidyartha, managing to win it again.
Really good driving defense by Wesley. Spinned Vidyartha on the back foot.
Now Vidyartha trying to stitch faces. Here's Nirman. Space available for Gayan Pereira. Gayan Pereira has 2 men to beat, but good defensive work coming in from the skipper. Was savvy enough to listen to the referee's call and let the ball go away as well.
Release, Taka!
Here's the big man, Chiranta Dasanaika.
Step back, step back!
Now Vidyartha putting the ball to boot inside the 22. Doesn't call for Mark Jaivira. Decides to put the ball out. And that's a very decent kick.
Yes, a lot of confidence. He could have called for the mark as well, but decided to play on and managed to get a very good, find very good touch. So not quite sure that was the best option by Vidyartha. They had Wesley scramping for defense, but unfortunately decided to take that punt, which was really a nothing punt, right into the fullback's hand, and as a result Wesley find themselves back in their own half. So Charuna Pereira, the Vidyartha hooker. Some good line out work there. The ball goes out to the 3/4, and it's the big man Charita Disanaik who takes the ball in, and Vidyartha seems, Wesley seems to have turned the ball over. Some really good work at the breakdown, and as a result they've got the penalty. Referee deciding that the Vidyartha forwards just coming into the side, on the side in that breakdown. But there's some really good work at the breakdown by the Wesley lads. And they decide to go for the points. Well, or not. Okay, they decide to go to touch. Let's scrum off Muralidharan. Finds a good touch.
I think it's the confidence. Last time they came into the Vidyartha 22, they went out with 7 points. I think they're not in a hurry. But I think it's always good to have that processes in it, Abdullah. If it's in a kickable range, to have that decision pre-made whether they are going for points or not. Because sometimes it's those decisions that really come back to haunt you come the last minutes of the game.
Yes, especially earlier on, isn't it, Sudarshana? As we have a look again, the line-out's not going into the hand. But Vidyartha trying to launch an attack. Unfortunately, that last pass not going to hand. Wesley defense read it extremely well.
Well, this is what you're going to see from Vidyartha. They are forwards passing it out like they are sevens players, and that's the style of rugby that we've seen from Vidyartha, turned over by Wesley.
No. Please step back, step back, step back.
Now Muralidharan gives it out to his forwards, who will tuck the ball in. Miskin with the dummy run. Jayawardena takes the ball inside himself. Now the forwards will grind again. Yes, Hapugal. Show and go from close quarters. good work from the Vidyartha guard dog. And now they're into the 22. Good strong carry by the other lock.
Please step back. Step back, yeah.
Wesley forwards. They look to be very, very composed. They know exactly what they're doing, but that's going to be
Off the field.
a penalty off the field. Sealing the ball, says the referee.
Yes, not supporting the body weight, but some good signs by Wesley. They don't seem to be forcing the issue. They seem to understand their game very well. I'm sure they'd like a bit more quick ball from the breakdown. That's what they're not. They just don't seem to be getting that, which is resulting in them having to attack a bit more from the fringes. But I'm sure as the game goes on, it should improve. Now that's a really poor kick by the Vidyartha lads. They've just given Wesley another chance to launch an attack. Wesley again taking the ball into
Error from the kicker that time. Should have kicked it out. A beautiful inside pass, and here's an opportunity. Udish Ratnayaka takes the ball just a meter short of the 5-meter line.
Step back, yellow, step back.
They need to make sure that they're disciplined. They can't give away a penalty. Here's the big number 8, Gajanayaka, tucking the ball in. Forwards back in.
Please step back.
Their groove of Muralidharan didn't collect it cleanly, but managed to get it off. A space on the outside. The pass sticks. Around the corner goes Gayan Pereira. What a try for Wesley. Out of nothing. But again, kudos to the forwards. Their hard work in the middle of the field, making enough space for the backs to make sure that they go on the outside.
Yeah, that's right, Sudarshan. And what was good about that is when they attacked to the fringes, they managed to draw people into the ruck, and that just created space out wide for their backs. And the final pass, it was not the best pass, but the wing recorder was just good enough to collect it. So Wesley further extended their lead, 12 points to 0, and looks ominous signs for Vidyartha. Again, that try resulted from them not finding that touch from that penalty kick. So those are the kind of mistakes Vidyartha cannot afford to do. Got to be a bit more clinical in how they go about their game if they're going to trot this very confident-looking Wesley outfit.
Yes, those two scores would have bolstered their confidence a little bit more. Wesley. Man in charge of Wesley, Vetter Singer, is unfortunately not here because he's had to attend one of his family commitments. So Shehan Dyers filling in the booth for the time being with Salia Handaban good as his backs coach. And for Vidyartha, it's Nalina Bevikrama, the man in charge. That's converted. That's a conversion and a half, Abdullah. Absolutely top stuff right from the line. And that would really bring his confidence up. He will have a little spring in his step when he comes back. Jayawardena. Everything going Wesley way so far.
Yes, and if that try lifted the spirits of the Wesley lads, that conversion definitely lifted the spirits of the entire crowd. All on their feet, and the crowd just seems to be getting behind this Wesley outfit, who so far are looking very confident, very clinical in the way they're executing their game. They just know what they're about, what they need to do, and they're not forcing the issue. They're playing a very structured, controlled game. It's very well collected by Rushit Hapugalla. Wonderful collection from the kickoff. Muralidharan choosing the box kick. He's managed to find some space.
Now this is where Wesley needs to be very careful, because on counter Vidyartha can be deadly if they can hold on to the ball, but they cannot. They've been isolated. Holding on to the ball is the call. So very good work by Miskin that time. Was right on top of the ball and made sure that Wesley came away with a penalty. Interesting call. Aldiwan Abdullah, they're opting to go for a scrum.
Yes, and also just coming back to that box kick, what was good about that was the chase as well. Muridhan managed to find some space, he managed to find some grass as it were. And the chase also was very good, and unfortunately, for Vidyartha's case, their fullback Menu Katelakaratna found himself isolated, and these Wesley lads, they seem to be very good at the breakdown, isn't it? Very proficient in how they go about their work there, and the technique was very good, and managed to get themselves another penalty.
Right, 8.
When you spoke about the chases, our co-commentator Paul Toya, who was also involved with Wesley, always used to say that you can only kick if you have chasers who are committed to chase that down, otherwise you're just gifting it away. Early push, we are singing praises of the Wesley forwards, and they got a little too eager. Here's the update from Bambalapitiya and Palekale. Pete Wright's currently in the lead, 7 points to nil over Dharmaraja. And in Palekale, Trinity are trailing the Tomians 3 points to nil. Well, actually, Trinity just scored, so 5 points to 3. Trinity now taking the lead at Palekale.
Centre back, boys.
So that's how it stands here at London Place, 14 points to nil to Wesley. Probably slightly ruining that choice which they made to go for the scrum, isn't it? But anyway, so it is what it is. So yet another chance for them to launch an attack on the halfway mark.
Yet again overthrown. He tried twice, didn't make the mark. Now here's space for Vidyartha. Trying to go on the outside is Pereira. Cuts back inside and he's bundled into touch. Very good work by the Wesley skipper, Jayavira.
Yes, that's good, very good strength as well, isn't it, by the skipper? He just, Tarusha Jayavira, knew that he was close to the touchline and just had the sense to not let that Vidyartha wing three-quarter hit the ground, held him and bundled him into touch. So the line-out is something that Wesley just don't seem to have got right thus far.
Yes, you can see this time around they finally managed to get it, but that was not a very easy for us to try and collect. It was on to his knees. So Vidyartha now in a very good area of the land also. They know Wesley earlier was guilty of an early push. So they need to make sure that they bind tight.
Hurry up, boys. Second in.
Yes, and from Vidyartha's point of view, they need to go, make sure that they get something from this position. Even if it's a penalty, 3 points, they have to get some form of points. They have to get onto the scoreboard because it's been Wesley all along.
Kaluvarachi to Pereira. Cuts back inside, back to Kaluvarachi, who tucks the ball in. Needs support and protection around that. He's the big man taking the ball in for Vidyartha.
No.
Good work from the number 6 to get out there. He did show the referee that he was making a genuine attempt at it.
High.
Here's Vidyartha sending the ball out wide. Numbers on the outside, but referee will come back for the penalty. Now Vidyartha has got the call to make. Do they go for points or do they still pursue that white line?
Number high tackle.
Yes, the referee is pointing towards the shoulder. Maybe it was a no arms tackle by Wesley number 1, Shemilisha. And Vidyartha decide to go for touch. So it'll be interesting to see what option they will take from the situation. Will they go for a driving maul? Will they use their speedy three-quarters?
Yes, Vidyartha currently. Charana Pereira, the first
On the line, please.
line out for him. Will want to
6, keep the mark,
hit
6.
the mark. Ideally, go to number 2. Do the simple thing. Well, seems like they're going to number 6. Referee deems that it went backwards. But they made a hash of it up the line. Really don't understand why these teams try to go number 4, number 6 as their first line-outs, put pressure on their line-out group. But pressure is on Wesley now inside the goal line. Tracking that ball is a player from Vidyartha, but it goes to touch. Vidyartha get a line out right opposite side of the field on the same area where they got the initial line out on.
Yes, both teams seem to be struggling with their lineouts, isn't it? It's an area of the game, even from yesterday's game between Royal and St. Anthony's. Both teams were not clinical as they could be.
Number 6.
Probably
Blue
early
six.
times, early part of the
six.
season. So it's a area of the set piece, that probably area of their game they'll need to master as they go in, as this tournament goes along.
It's exactly as both teams vie for honors here. Pereira, good collection by the lock. Now ball on the outside for Ratnayaka. Good pressure coming in from Wesley. Chase is on. It's a foot race. Jaivira puts in a little kick, but to track back and save that is Udesh Ratnayaka, who pops the ball out to a Wesley hand, but referee Veranga says Wesley lost the ball forward.
Well, Wesley won't mind that too much, as long as they first of all managed to get out of their own half or their own 25 right into the opponent's 25. So it's an area where they will just want to play the game. Vidyartha will be desperately disappointed that they haven't been able to get anything from their foray into that Wesley 22. So Wesley, I'm sure, will try and apply as much pressure as they can from this scrum to try and peg Wesley Vidyartha Radha in their own half. So the referee has his hand out for an offside infringement by Wesley at that scrum. So the ball is slotted in, but referee will come back. It's playing advantage.
Yes, it was the flank and the scrum half who had come into an offside position. The flank did unbind from the scrum a little too early before the ball
Number
came
6.
out. It was good work by Kavisha Kaluvarachi from Vidyartha, opting to make sure that ball was still inside the scrum. They've opted to go for touch here. Doesn't find touch. Second time around. Last time they played with a try. Here's Tarusha straightening things up. Plenty of space on the outside for Wesley and men on the outside for Wesley. A little bit of a scrappy pass, but finally Javardhana gives it out to Malisha Tirangama. Yes, Muralidharan. To Jayavira. Beg your pardon, that's Akinda Gamampila. Muralidharan again, show and go. And here's a big man running in. A try of dreams for Hafiz Thabit. Stuff of dreams for any prop to run right through the middle like that. Take a look at this. Lovely little offload. Well, that one is definitely a contender for NDB moment of the match. Lovely little offload and good work by the prop.
Yes, absolutely. And if you can just have a look at the replay again, the supporting lines was just magnificent, isn't it? There was another player on the outside of the ball carrier as well. As we have a look at that once again, so he had the option of going in or going out. So these are all really well pre-rehearsed moves by Wesley, and they're executing it extremely well. They just have that ability to get over that, win that tackle, and then getting that offload in. So really good signs by Wesley. Not so for Vidyartha.
Yes, Vidyartha currently chasing a game in difficult conditions. 24 minutes on the clock. 19 points still with the conversion to come for Wesley College. Lone chaser doesn't get his hands on it. 21 points, maximum points acquired from the 3 tries. Abdullah, they're just 1 try away from the bonus point.
Yeah, that's right, and it's a very attractive brand of rugby that Wesley is playing, isn't it? When they got the ball moving, the forwards and 3/4 seem to be combining extremely well, and so far they look very sharp. It's just that if they can just sort out their set piece, especially the line out, I think they could go a long way in this tournament.
Most importantly, Abdullah, I think most of the Wesley players who are playing in the starting 15
Behind the ball,
know
yellow.
their role, exactly
Behind the
what
ball.
their role is when it comes to
Behind
open
the ball.
play. And when you have that understanding, it's very difficult to get that understanding, especially given the fact that most of these young lads haven't played a lot of rugby in the past couple of years. But the fact that these players have playing alongside each other, Chamod Nimsara took the ball in.
Again, a wonderful box kick by Muralidharan. This time, though, probably a bit too far, but nonetheless a good reply kick by their fullback Tilagaratna.
Yes, you were spot on. Muralidharan needs identifying those spaces where he needs to put the ball, where his chases can go and try and challenge the ball carrier. Now to Miskin to make sure that he hits his mark.
No.
The Wesley team, just looking at their body language and the way they communicate with the referee, they seem to be showing a lot of maturity in how they handle various situations. Will be critical for them as they go, and this time the line out just about managed to get it their way.
Well, no problem there for the hooker. It was
Use it.
if it hits both your hands, it's the responsibility of the jumper to make sure that you catch it. That's all the hooker can do. Vidyartha will be breathing a big sigh of relief, managing to get that penalty. Vidyartha coached by two of their old boys, now in Nalin Abhivikrama and also Kolonne as the backs coach. Very famous names at Vidyartha. Both of them played for their
Behind the ball, behind the
college with distinction. Kolonne, of course, went on to play for Sri Lanka as well. Played centre at Navy back in the day. Here's a reply from Muralidharan, putting the ball up. Keeps it in play. Vidyartha now on the counter. Returns the kick. A little bit of tennis going on here at London Place. Yes, Vidyartha's reply. Kicks it out in the fold.
Yes, that's a big gain by from Wesley. But again, I think Wesley did the correct thing by just trying to get the ball out of their own half. The easier thing would have been to try and counter-attack, but they did the smart thing. Showed a lot of patience, and eventually in that battle of the kicks, it's Vidyartha who faltered first. So another good attacking opportunity for Wesley. This time not hitting the mark, but nonetheless it's very well collected by Nimsara.
Use it.
Wesley just pick and go through the, again penalized for not supporting the body weight. Sealing off is the call. Looks like the referee will have a word with the Wesley captain.
Control next time mangi option right clear.
Referee Veranga telling the skipper that he needs to try and control their players, otherwise he will go to the next option.
Off the feet.
Off their feet is the call from the referee.
Another really poor kick by Wesley. The missed touch again.
Please get blue.
Sorry, Wesley, Vidyartha rather, and Wesley have returned that kick with interest. Vidyartha find themselves in their own 25.
Please get back.
And they haven't got into touch again, and it's like Wesley we're going to launch another attack. Spread the ball out wide, but it's not the best pass. Nonetheless, they managed to get the ball out to their wing three-quarter. It's Amath, takes the ball into contact. Wesley have done well to retain possession. Ball is carried forward, a good on-storming run.
Clear release, 6.
So
Advantage
Wesley
over.
again launching an attack. They're not in a hurry to go out wide, and it's their big number 8. Isuru Pereira who takes it forward, and it's another try for Wesley. courtesy of
Hafiz Thabit getting his second. This young lad has grown heaps and bounds during the lockdown. I remember seeing him just before the lockdown. He wasn't that tall or big, but seems like Thabit has really put in the work. Was very savvy where the ball was collected it, and he was too strong to stop inside that 5 meters. Hafiz Thabit, just brilliant stuff. And when you have a prop scoring 2 tries, scoring a brace, you know your front line is in good stead, Abdullah.
Yes, and what I've noticed so far of this Wesley 8 in particular, Sudarshan, and they're very comfortable with the ball in hand, isn't it? And they have the ability to read what's in front of them. You can't say that with a lot of schools, so that's a real point of difference for this Wesley team. But just coming back again, Vidyartha just not finding touch from the penalties. They just cannot afford to make those kind of errors. That's the second consecutive time they missed touch from the penalty. And it's just they have to be a bit more assured in ensuring that they find touch.
Absolutely, Abdullah, because the first time they didn't find touch, it ended up as a try. The last time they didn't find touch is why we are waiting for a conversion to come. Wesley now with a bonus point. 4 tries scored by them. And Jayawardene has been 100% so far and will keep his 100% record intact. Lovely little stuff by Jayawardene. So Jayawardene are savvy from both ends, Abdullah, both sides of the goal.
Yes, well, they've got all components to be a very good team and probably even go all the way. They've just shown a lot of composure, a lot of understanding. The skill level is of a very good standard. But at the same time, Vidyartha, they've just got to try and control possession a bit, isn't it? Missing touch from penalties. It just seems to be giving possession away far too easily to this Wesley outfit.
Another good, very well judged kick by Muralidharan, puts the ball into space. Now Vidyartha having to play catch up.
Please get back.
Well, this time around the clearance is good finally from Vidyartha. 32 minutes on our clock and it's been an incredible game. 28 points to nil. If you are just joining us, if you are a fan of Wesley College, if you're a fan of Vidyartha College, a warm welcome to you here at Sierra FC. And if you want to make sure that you catch up the other games as well, they are live on the Papare.com. All you got to do is type in www.thepapare.com and go into the live pages. Trinity are taking on St. Thomas's up in Pallekele, and St. Peter's are hosting Dharmaraja here at Bombalapitiya. We will momentarily bring you the updates from that game as well.
Nice clean collection by Wesley, and looks like they're going to launch a driving maul. They've got some good momentum going. Vidyartha desperately trying to stop it, but they've done so illegally. Friveranga is playing advantage, so it's a free run for Wesley. They've taken it up, and Muralidharan just trying to grab it through, not successful, but he knew that he had the penalty coming his way. But that was a very strong statement by Wesley from that driving maul.
And also Muralidharan, he's slowly but surely growing into this game, Abdullah. We saw that his kicks were right on spot, but now he's quickly becoming very confident. He's trying to put in those cheeky kicks, and when you have a scrum half who can do that, he can be a real menace.
Yes, reading the game very well, isn't it, Sudarshan? So another great attacking opportunity for Wesley.
Seems like here's the live updates from Bombalapitiya. Surprise move there, 12 ball. As Pete Wright, who are favorites in a lot of people's books, have been shocked by Dharmaraja, and Trinity on the other hand having a 17 points to 3 lead up in Pallekele against the Tomians. they'll be eager to try and reclaim that Cannanaris. And here's another good drive by the Wesley forwards. Keep an eye out on Thabit. He must be circling the area. Referee.
Yes, referee will come back for the penalty advantage. Again, the ball being collapsed. Will referee Veranga go to the pocket, or will it just be a warning?
It's on the line.
This time Wesley deciding to take the short tap. They've had enough of the driving mauls, trying to use their brute force to go over. And just short, but nonetheless they've retained position. Mulridharan trying to make a break, but the Vidyartha defense was up to it. And they managed to get the penalty, so some really good defensive work by Wesley. Again penalized for not supporting the body weight.
Desperate stuff, just desperate stuff from Vidyartha. Here's Kaluvarachi. Takes a quick tap, puts the ball out, wants to be done with it. The first half update from here is that Wesley are rollicking. They are looking like a team to beat, the team to beat. They're looking like they've rehearsed and know exactly what they want. Take a look at what Wesley is doing. They're jogging back. They want to make sure they get the maximum information they can. This is how it started. Muralidharan right through the middle, good step. That would have done a world of good to his confidence, Abdullah. And Jayawardena with a successful kick.
Yeah, so that was the first try, and this was the next one. Again, Wesley, rather Vidyartha making an error by not finding touch, and Wesley were just very good at capitalizing. And then probably the try of the half so far. A wonderful mini break and an offload to Hafiz Thabit for the third try, which was successfully converted. And then again, via some poor execution by Vidyartha, Wesley counter-attacking and going over for their fourth try. So this has been a really impressive performance by Wesley. 28 points to nil at half-time. And we'll go in for a break and we'll see you on the other side.
We live in a world that's rapid and demanding. We live in a community that values trust and reliability. So what if speed and convenience had a new makeover? Introducing the new Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
Welcome to the universe of the Raj. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraj.
For instant pain relief, Baraka Jointies Fast Action Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
දරස් ලෝකයට එකතු වෙන්න. ඔබට සැරිසරන්න සිත් සේතෝරාගන්න හැම දේම ඔබ ළඟටම. කොතැන හිටියත් එකම යායක්. අසීමිත සතුටක්. අත්විඳින්න. ඔබේ දරස් සොයාගන්න.
Pain? Don't let it get you down. For instant pain relief, Baraka Joint Ease Fast Action Spray. Baraka Joint Ease Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்தில்
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. සිද්ධාස ඇඩ්මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்
Sugadadas Indoor Stadium
is the Fox Hill Supercross.
රුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
Papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නෝරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයට.
Final Showdown Kandy Sports Club
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
We live in a world that's rapid and demanding. We live in a community that values trust and reliability. So what if speed and convenience had a new makeover? Introducing the new Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
Welcome to the universe of the Raz. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraz.
For instant pain relief, Baraka Joint Ease Fast Action Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
දරස් ලෝකයට එකතු වෙන්න. ඔබට සැරිසරන්න සිත් සේතෝරාගන්න හැම දේම ඔබ ළඟටම. කොතැන හිටියත් එකම යායක්. අසීමිත සතුටක්. අත්විඳින්න. ඔබේ දරස් සොයාගන්න.
Pain? Don't let it get you down. For instant pain relief, Baraka Joint Ease Fast Action Spray. Baraka Joint Ease Spray, your pain relief partner on the field.
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்திலிருந்து
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. සිද්ධාස at මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்
සුගතදාස ඉන්ඩෝ ස්ටේඩියම්
is the Fox Hill Supercross. රුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නෝරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයේ. ෆයිනල් ෂෝඩවුන් කැන්ඩි ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ක්ලබ්
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
Welcome back to the live action from London Place. And if you're just joining us, a very warm welcome to you, bringing you live action of Dialog Schools Rugby League 2022. Wesley taking on Vidyartha, and Wesley have made their intentions very, very clear in this first half. 28 points to nil. They've been dominant. They've been very dominant, and Vidyartha so far have absolutely no answers.
Yes, and to a great extent they haven't helped themselves either, isn't it, Sudarshan? In that first half, they missed a couple of touch kicks from penalties, which helped Wesley launch counter-attacks, and they capitalized on. But overall, this Wesley outfit is looking very, very strong, isn't it? They're executing their plans, the way they read the game has been top-notch, and they're definitely sending a very strong message.
The kickoff is not collected cleanly, but Wesley somehow come away with it. Going forward, says the referee. So Vidyartha coming away with the scrum in a very good area inside the 22. We will see whether they can make something of this.
Yes, they've got to get some form of score at the very start, isn't it, Sudarshan, in this second half. Still it's showing the big 0 next to their name. They need to get some points, and I think they've got a very good platform from here to launch a good attack.
set steady
Chiranta Disanayaka of Vidyartha College have been moved to back to play as the number 8. But the referee now penalizing Wesley for driving at an angle. Quickly taken by Kavishka Kavinda. The prop decided on going after all, going in after all. Had a half thought of passing it out.
Looks like there's a turnover. Yes, wonderful work by Wesley at the breakdown. Vidyartha just not clinical enough on that occasion. Managed to turn the ball over, and then Vidyartha went off their feet. So another reprieve for Wesley, and this is another lost opportunity for Vidyartha.
Yes, Muralidharan with the touch, and that's exactly what you got to do. If you think you cannot get the distance, make sure that you kick the ball out, which Vidyartha have failed to do so far this game. They need to try and put pressure now, as much pressure as they possibly can with Vidyartha. Seems like Miraj Miskin has made way for Shehan Fernando, who's come in as the hooker. Again, not cleanly collected, but Wesley still on the move. Here's Fernando. Tucks the ball in.
6, blue 6, blue 6. Don't close it the gap, okay? Blue 10, blue.
Apologies for the interruption.
Go straight, what do you want?
As you know, the power cuts are unpredictable.
Scrum.
And we are back live now.
Right.
Bringing you the action from CRN FC. Now, you haven't missed much except for the fact that
Right. Number 8 out.
Wesley College have received a yellow card. Chamod Nimsara is in the naughty chair for the next 10 minutes. We'll have to wait and see whether Vidyartha can try and capitalize on this opportunity.
No. Right. Crouch. Bind. Set. Steady, both steady. Steady, both.
Muralidharan to Jayawardena. Gives it out to Hopwood. Hopwood looking for options. Wasn't cleanly collected by Amat. Referee now playing advantage. Vidyartha trying to stitch something up. Going alone is Kavinda for Vidyartha. Now sending it out is Menuka Tilakaratna. Big massive tackle. Double teamed on him. Swinging it wide. Good rushing defense. Putting pressure on the player. Referee will bring back play as he deems there was no advantage.
Wait.
This looks like a little bit of cramp
Right.
for both players.
Up.
Humidity has picked up quite a bit, but
Time on.
nonetheless, players need to adjust to these kind of conditions.
Yellow ball.
So
Right, hurry up, boys.
Wesley
Hurry up.
haven't quite been
Hurry
able
up,
to
boys.
execute like they did in this first half so far. Vidyartha, to their credit,
boys.
seems to have tightened up their game also
Right, we are
considerably.
Peace out.
Have found touch when they have got penalties in this
Hurry up,
second
boys.
half, and but yet haven't been able to execute
boys.
like they would have liked. But so far, Wesley comfortably placed,
Hurry up, boys.
28 points to nil. So referee decides to go for a free kick, and Vidyartha take a quick tap and take it forward. Storming run by Chiran Disanayaka.
10.
So the referee will come back since Wesley did not retire 10 meters.
Ball again. Time off.
So looks like the referee will have a quick word with the Wesley captain.
Right. Mama is coming to call karana. Wala katti is coming to.
Probably a bit of a warning to tell these players to retreat 10 meters before they make a tackle at a penalty or a free kick.
Referee Velanga clearly instructing the captain that when he calls for a scrum or when he calls for something, it's important that the Wesley players arrive at the scrum without wasting time. I think Wesley is trying to pull a little fast one because they know they have one man in the bin. They're trying to take as much time as possible.
Wait.
Yes, it's important that Vidyartha try and capitalize on that extra man advantage they have still
Number
haven't anything to show for their efforts in this game. Seem to have the stoppage in play. I think it's another injury for Wesley as well, isn't it? I think it's...
We are going to see a lot of cramps that are coming up. These boys haven't played competitive rugby for a long time.
Well, you need to be back only 10 meters, but Wesley seem to be up good 15 meters, but nonetheless they rush up. Big man Charit Disanaika takes the ball up again, makes a bit of ground, and not a good chance for Wesley Vidyartha to launch an attack. They have an opportunity, but again just forcing the issue, resulting in a knock-on. So Wesley managed to retrieve possession. Interesting to see what they will do from here. Will they go for touch? Yes. Smart option. Put the ball right down the field, but do not find touch. Deshan Balasuriya trying to launch a counter-attack. Gets it out to Rinaranjana Nirman. And Wesley again guilty of not supporting their body weight at the breakdown. So I think Wesley would do well to just try and up the tempo of the game as far as possible. It looked a bit dangerous whenever they have done that. And this time a very good touch finder. Right close to that corner flag. So it will be a 5-meter line out for Vidyartha.
Blue on the line.
They'll be desperate to get some form of points on the board. So as we've completed 5 minutes of this second half. Hukacharno Pereira. We want to hit the mark from this line out. Interesting to see whether they have a driving maul in their armour.
Well, seems like Nalin Thabit, who was impressive in the first half, has been taken out. That was what the loud roar was about from the Wesley fans. Wesley now drawing from their own half. They've known that they have that cushion to try and experiment here, Abdullah, because Vidyartha hasn't been threatening at all throughout.
Yes, and they decide very correctly to clear their lines. It's a long raking kick. Does not find touch, but at least give them a chance to throw this attack. But Vidyartha have done extremely well. They have found a bit of space out wide. It's their number 11, Record, who takes the ball up. Managed to recycle position. This is much better by Vidyartha. Recycling the ball again, spreading it out wide. Again, just that all-important final pass not going to hand. However, they have yet managed to retain possession, and it's their number 13, Arosha Ratnayaka, making that break, but unfortunately just being bundled into touch. It's a little bit of scrappy play by Vidyartha, but through that unstructured play, they managed to find a bit of space and a few holes in that Wesley defense. Unfortunately, just unable to capitalize on it. So Wesley's replacement hooker, Siddiq Abdullah, throw this ball in. Both teams' lineouts just haven't functioned today, hasn't it, Sudarshana?
Has been the scene so far for 3 games. This is the 3rd game I'm watching, and the teams have really struggled with their lineouts, and there is no reason why they should, because those are things that you can try and train over and over and over again. But hopefully as the season progresses, we will be able to see better execution when it comes to the line out from all the teams.
Yes, because it's been probably the only chink in Wesley's armour in their games, which we have seen so far. If they can just correct that part of the game, there'll be a real formidable force.
Your line out is naturally going to get better if your second choice jumpers are good. If they can put pressure for you at the practice stages, if you're going to do it on pose, you're not going to be accustomed to taking pressure. But that was a good line out, nicely set maul by Wesley. Can they drive? How far can they drive? We will have to make and see. Very well set maul. Vidyartha currently have no answers. You can see the man at the back just standing. Lovely breakaway. They're still on the move, still getting momentum. Naturally comes to the ground. Jayawardene to Hopwood, puts the ball to boot. Man at the back for Vidyartha, straightening things up, creating a counter versus Menuka Tilakaratne. Isolated, good tackling, but referee deems that he did not allow Tilakaratne enough opportunity to try and release that ball, make it available.
Captain.
Yes, on that occasion it was not a very good kick, was it, by Hopwood. The wing was hanging back. There probably would have been a bit of space if he decided to go out wide. But it was probably a kind of a set play which they tried to execute. It also shows the importance of just trying to a certain extent play what's in front of you, however much you have your game plans.
Got to really admire how Tarisha Jayawardene controls and manages the referee as well. He's very, very accommodating wherever he wants to speak to him. Oh well, this time that kick.
Option.
Yes, it's gone over the deadline, isn't it? So an upbeat error by Vidyartha whenever they have got a penalty. It's not the first time in that first half. We saw it at least on 3 occasions where they missed touch, and this time they have kicked it in goal. So there'll be another scrum right back from where they got that penalty, and the possession will be Wesley. So these cardinal mistakes are really hampering Vidyartha's efforts in this game. Sure, it's an area which they will need to sort out going forward. So it's a centre scrum. Great attacking opportunity for Wesley. Interesting to see what options they will take. Decide to go with the number 8 break. Isuru Pereira. Just through.
Well,
high tackle.
Had to almost piggyback on him to try and bring him down. Wesley on the move now. They have advantage in their favour. Can try some things out. Jayawardene puts the ball to boot, but will come back for the penalty. And seems like Chiranta Dissanayake is going to be dispatched into the naughty chair, and Vidyartha now are going to be reduced to 14 men, and will be up until around the 55th minute. Not ideal for Vidyartha, given the fact that they are yet to score or create 3 to 4 set plays.
What?
And it's a clear touch finder. So it'll be interesting to see Wesley will they employ their driving maul. Another area which Wesley will do well to capitalize on is when they do have a penalty, they just try and do a punt or something just to try and get that advantage. But if they can do something a bit more, because they definitely have the skill and the players to try and do something like an offload or inside pass, something different. They're just intent on just kicking it away and just trying their luck, as it were.
Really frustrating when you see that, isn't it? We saw that yesterday as well with Science College, who just decided to give it away, and it never came back to them. Couldn't offload this time. Got a hand to it, the Vidyartha player. That's going to be a penalty.
Number 13.
He'll be lucky, because the referees are not very kind nowadays for intentional knock-ons. Referee will
Number 10.
stop in play, and this time around he is not going to be forgiving.
Right. Difference penalty. Right. But a game is and band. Number 10. No.
Deshan Balasuriya rather is dispatched to
Scrum.
partner his teammate Chiranta Disanaika
Number 3
in the bin.
Was it for not retreating 10 meters?
Yes, that was cynical.
Again, Wesley, when they had this line out from that penalty, you thought that they would have done well to try and use that driving maul, which proved very effective. But they decided to go out wide. Nonetheless, another center scrum, just about 10 meters away from the try line. Vidyartha down to 13 players. Sure, they will look to try and score. Trying to use their big skipper to go over, and looks like they will go over nonetheless. Courtesy Samuel on the left flank.
Fifth score for Wesley College, and they are clearly showcasing the dominance. They've already gotten their substitution players up. They know that they are in a comfortable cushion, wanting to give everybody some game time, and that's important as well. That's very good management of players. Abdullah, none of these boys have had competitive rugby, and when the chance arises, it's important that you have everyone primed and ready to go.
Absolutely, because as the season goes on, injuries are inevitable, isn't it? So you want your reserve players to have had some game time, to get the feel of match play. Remember, these boys haven't played rugby for a long time, so that when they come up against the bigger teams, and if they are called upon to do their job, they will be comfortable in that setting.
And also, what better time to bring them on, isn't it, when your team has a very comfortable score on their cards, and these players will want to make sure that they capitalize on the opportunity and to have their name written on that starting list and not on the bench in the upcoming games. As we await the conversion. Well, it surely did have the distance. Straying away from the right upright. 53 minutes on our clock, and Wesley College marching away from Vidyartha very comfortably. Update coming to you from Bombalapitiya. St. Peter's have taken the lead. They are currently in front, 17 points to 12. And in Palikale, Trinidadians are in the lead, 17 points to 13.
So we're talking about the substitute, Sudarshan, and do you think it could be a deliberate part of their game plan where they have the necessary players with the necessary skills and the ability to make those substitutions? You don't find that very often in schools rugby. So it'll be interesting to find out whether this is an actual play, whether they actually believe in that 23-man rugby, isn't it?
I strongly do believe so, Abdullah, because you did see in the first half it was Miraj Miskin who started off as the hooker, and then even now, so they're making another substitution. So they're not doing it out of necessity, they're doing it to rotate their players. So Miraj Miskin started off as the hooker, then Shehan Fernando came in and he was playing hooker. Now it's Siddiq Abdullah who's throwing. So they're using 3 hookers. And also, they've already taken out Shem Malisha, the prop forward. So the coaching staff and the management staff of Wesley College know exactly what they're doing, and they're recycling the players. And that is very, very dangerous for the rest of the teams, because the men who are coming in will play with confidence, and they have been put in by the coaches because they are very confident as well. Because remember, the points that you score do matter come the rest of the season. kick put in a very good area. Vidyartha do very well to collect it, and he's on the move now. Can they make something of it? Need to make sure that they recycle. Vidyartha. Kaluarachi gives it out to Kodituakku, who tucks the ball in. Kaluarachi again, beg your pardon, Kavisha Hettiarachi this time. Goes to the shorter side. Here's Gayan Pereira. Gayan Pereira's offload is not good. Now Wesley on the counter. It's not successful, so...
Again, another lost opportunity for Vidyartha, isn't it, Sudarshana? They've just not been able to capitalize on their opportunities. There was some wonderful handling there on that short side. Lovely short passes, but just at that last moment where they needed to keep position of the ball and just go in for that final phase, just knocking the ball down at a crucial moment and giving Wesley opportunity to clear their lines.
Well, if Vidyartha got a point for every missed opportunity, they would have had about 12 to 13 points already, Abdullah. But rugby is not a game that gives you points for the missed opportunities. You need to grab it by both hands and make sure that you capitalize on every half chance that comes your way. That's what Wesley have done. Wesley have capitalized live from Bumble the pit here. 22 points. Seems like Peters have changed the gear, and here's Wesley. Oh wow, take a look at this. Will he have the legs? One man to beat. But good work from Vidyartha coming from the other side. Now they have a chance to make sure that they run around. Here's Vidyartha from their own 22. Needs space.
Back fall.
Now the forwards getting in on the act.
No!
This style of rugby does suit with that unstructured, all over the place, broken play. They will want to capitalize. Nicely trekking. Hopwood took all the time he needed. Now Vidyartha replying with a similar kick. Brought back into the 22 meters. Hopwood, that was dangerous. That could have gone anywhere. Now a chance. Had a man on the outside, and this could be the first try for Vidyartha. Something to crow about. And it's the skipper, Arush Ratnayaka, who touched down for Vidyartha. Something of a consolation try, and surely it's the second string Wesley team who are in the middle, Abdullah. It's nothing to be ashamed of for Wesley. It's just that these boys need to try and get as much exposure and experience as possible, and they're getting it now.
Yeah, that's right. But again, comedy of errors by both teams, isn't it? And eventually Vidyartha just good enough to capitalize on the occasion. And I think getting back to your point, Sudarshan, I think Vidyartha seem to be much more comfortable in unstructured play. And I think that's more reason they have to try and probably up the tempo of the game. They've got to take that chance. If they get a penalty, take a quick tap and run at it, create a few phases, get the ball out wide. Because I don't think if they try to go from line out to scrum and go into set piece to set piece, they're going to cause much problems to this Wesley outfit.
Absolutely, and winning that contact area is a little bit of a trouble for the lads from Vidyartha. They do not have the physique for it, and 2 points added. That's 7 points for Vidyartha. They'll be quite content with it. Something to crow about that try. Now they need to try and make sure that they show heart. They give something for the fans who made the trip.
Yes, well, if you look at it in a different way, they're leading in this half, is it worse? 7 points to 5.
Blue behind the ball.
But I'm sure Wesley will want to finish strong as well, isn't it, Sudarshan? They really made that mark in that first half. Want to try and finish this game off in really strong manner. Nice long kick-off. Collected by Vidyartha. Looks like they're going to run from their own half. skipper Aroshana. Oh dear, and just forcing that issue once again. Get the ball out wide. Going to contact, create another phase. Wesley just spreading the ball out wide. Deciding to go for that cross kick. Just not sure that's the correct option, but the referee was probably playing advantage. Again, whenever they get an advantage, Wesley do fancy putting ball to foot without keeping it in hand.
Well, it's a thing that needs to change, isn't it, Abdullah? Sometimes when you get an advantage, your opponents are a little frizzled as well, because no matter what they do, the ball is going to go back to the side who's holding it at the moment.
Yes, I'd rather see them, because they do have the ability and the skill to do that, to try and maybe just take the ball up, just try a fancy offload or something. You know, it would be an opportunity for them to create something much better than just trying to kick and see what happens, because then they do it more in hope than with conviction.
Absolutely, because playing with advantage means that you have a free go at whatever. It's effectively a free hit if you talk in cricketing terms. An injury on the field, the doctor will conduct a quick HIA. And the moment a player has any collision on the head, the doctor gets to overrule all the others.
Team doctor to nathang match doctor. Please.
This is Vidyartha skipper. Rosha Ratnayaka seems to have taken a bit of a knock, but fortunately he's up. They're probably just going through the concussion protocols to see whether he's okay. It's an area where World Rugby is very concerned about. A lot of resources have been put into find solutions to the concussion problem.
Are we going to see a different colored card coming out?
Number 30.
So Ratnayaka is adamant that he'll be okay. But the referee is still consulting the medics to see what their opinion is.
Referee is adamant that the doctor gives the clearance. The doctor wants to try and check the player out.
Number 13.
Referee Veeranga doing his doing HIA himself.
Out.
And he decides that Arush Ratnayaka is not in the best of his ability to try and continue the game, and rightly so, because player safety is of paramount importance, so you got to make sure that the safety is secured. So kudos to referee Veeranga for making that call, because if you give the option to the player, he's definitely going to want to stay, being the skipper as well of the side.
Yes, I think very sensible call. Consulted the medic as well, and was not totally convinced that everything is okay with Ratnayaka. But the good thing is he can go out, and if he passes those respective tests, he will be allowed to come back in. So coming back to the game, good. Another scrum for Wesley and another good attacking opportunity. Wesley seem to have replaced their scrum half, Muralidharan. Big scrum by Vidyartha, but they managed to retain the ball. And wonderful sidestep by number 19, Nithila Rodrigo. Just managed to identify space out wide, and the 13-man Vidyartha outfit
Number 6.
definitely found wanting out wide. So again,
Please get back, get back.
Charita Disanaika was never going to stop that fleet-footed Rodrigo in full flight. A mismatch if ever there was one, and Wesley further extended their scoreline, 38 points to 7 rather. Conversion to come via the boot of Hopwood. So Hopwood taking his time. And not successful, so he misses the left upright comfortably. So score will remain 38 points to 7 in favor of Wesley. Sure, Wesley will want to put in a really good show for the next 5 minutes. Just try and extend this lead further. And looks like they have been assisted in that regard by a very poor kickoff by Deshan Balasurya.
Well, it's nothing. Nothing's going in the way of Vidyartha College, and it's going to be a long bus ride back home to Kandy. If this continues, 66 points, 66 minutes on the clock rather.
Second half hasn't been what it is, isn't it, Sudarshan? It's been very lackluster rather from both teams. Probably the substitutes coming from Wesley has probably broken that the combination which they normally enjoy.
Good work from Kalwarachi. Lovely stuff. Manages to poach that ball, but is unable to get away from there. Referee says not releasing the man.
Number 9, clear release.
Beg your pardon, that was Kavisha Hettiarachi who did that.
Terrible kick by Hopwood. He misses touch and gives Vidyartha an opportunity to launch a counter attack. Managed to recycle the ball. Spread it out wide. They got numbers, but Asita Sahan decides to take it into contact. The big man Charit Disanaika tries to take it forward, but good defense by Wesley. Stops the big man in their tracks. It looks like the referee has had enough. Decides to send the replacement scrum off, Wahid Hussain, to the sin bin. Hands in the ruck. So Vidyartha decide to take the quick tap. Pass it on to one of the big men to take it forward.
Down.
So the ball was dropped, but decided that it had gone backwards. Vidyartha take the ball up. Oh, very nearly an interception.
Yes, that is going to be penalty only, because he did try his level best to try and gather that one. That wasn't intentional knock-on per se.
And I think probably the thing that saved him was that he went with both hands as well, was there, Sudarshan. So it was a genuine attempt at an interception. So Vidyartha take the quick tap, decide to put the kick. And a wonderful follow-up run by Gayan Pereira. Bit lazy by Wesley. This is really good stuff. Wesley players not moving out of that ruck. Vidyartha carrying the ball forward. Now slow it down. Just trying to regroup.
No!
Wesley desperately trying to hold on here. They managed to pass the ball out wide. They need to straighten the line up a bit. all going across, allowing that Wesley defense to drift across. And Wesley decided to just fly hack that ball into touch. And again, another lost opportunity for Vidyartha. Just not clinical enough at that final moment, trying to force the issue and letting the ball out loose.
Updates coming to you from Bambalapitiya and Palekale. Trinity have regained the Canaras this Arium Shield, 20 points to 13. And the Petrites are slowly but surely taking the game away from Dharmaraja, 27 points to 12. So effectively looks like Trinity is the only team that's going to end up with a victory from Kandy this week. Here's a chance for Kavinda. Needs to make the ball available. Here's Hetiarachi. Gives the ball out to Nirman. That's not a great pass.
And that's it. So Wesley College emerging victorious in their first outing, 38 points to 7.
Abdullah, I think it's important that we try and figure out who the NDB player of the match was, and there were quite a few contenders who put their hand up from Wesley, but I think I will give you the honors of deciding on which one it was.
Yes, I thought they had a few good performances. I thought their front row of Hafiz and Thabit were extremely good with the ball in hand. Isuru Pereira had his moments, as well as their skipper Tarusha Jayavira, but for me it was their scrum half Rigesh Muralidharan. I thought he did very well to control the game in that first half, and his box kicks, the way he just managed to get his forwards in the correct places in that first half, played a big part in them dominating this game, at least for that first 60 minutes while he was in the ground. So he would be my man of the match.
Oh, 100%. I do totally agree with you. Rigesh Muralidharan, the Wesley scrum half, will be our NDB player of the match, and I think we can agree that NDB moment of the match as Hafiz Thabit's first try running through the middle of that shoulder, that little pop pass that prompted him to go right underneath the post. Abdullah, it's been an incredible game. Here's the score breakdown. Wesley scoring 6 tries, 4 of them converted, and the score currently in favor of Wesley. That was the biggest win of the week so far, 38 points to 7. Vidyartha only getting that solitary try, and for Wesley I think the best thing has been Abdullah, because they managed to give the young ones some chances as well, so they can cut their teeth in the big leagues, and also they saw that their cohesion was working well, so they will be quite happy.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was very much a game of two halves, and as discussed, it was probably because they wanted to give that exposure to their reserves as well. But Wesley definitely look one of the sides to beat this year, going at least by that first half performance. And if they can keep that momentum going and keep their key players healthy, they have the potential to go all the way in this tournament.
Well, early predictions, the Wesley College has been one of the most impressive teams we've seen in the opening week. But Vidyartha College will have a lot of things to fix. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this game from London Place. And as Wesley are victorious, we conclude the first week of schools rugby, and what a week it has been already. Abdullah, plenty of rugby to come your way. Make sure to visit www.thepapare.com/schools-rugby, where the rugby hub of thepapare.com, where you will be able to find all the information that you require about all the games that happened this week. And until we meet next time, I'm Sudarshan Apir signing off alongside Abdullah Yusuf, my co-commentator, and our production and the technical crews of Papare.com. Until we meet next time, sharing the passion.
Introducing Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace with a wide range of product categories. Pharmaceuticals, automobile, groceries, electronics, flowers and cakes, homeware and appliances, and special services such as Quickie Concierge and Quickie SOS. Providing you with multiple payment options, quick delivery, and reliable customer support. Get anything you want delivered anywhere in Sri Lanka with special late night delivery until 3 a.m. within Colombo and suburbs. Download the Quickie.lk mobile app on your Android or iOS device or visit www.quickie.lk. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Introducing Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace with a wide range of product categories. Pharmaceutical